What's up, guys? Clutch Fanatic 37 here. Just going to show you a little video of some new 2012 Gait Lacrosse products to come out in the fall. I don't know when they'll be released. I'm guessing between a month and 2 months, simply because that's when everyone else is releasing their stuff. So I'll start off by showing you the Gait Recon Pro Lacrosse glove. The Recon Pro, the instant you put it on, you notice how flexible it is, and the palm is a bit thicker than the average lacrosse glove. With that being said, here's the palm. In the fingertips are some padded material, and right in the middle where you cradle the shaft is a cloth-like material that's a bit thinner, so it gives you a closer feel to the shaft, and throughout the whole glove it's like that. It has two parts right here where there are holes, which I'm guessing are for airflow and a bit better feel to the shaft, so you get a little bit more palm exposure to the shaft. So that's the palm for you. The cuff, I don't know how to review a cuff because I never do. It's very flexible. You can get it really tight or really loose, which is really nice because some people have small wrists, some people have big wrists. I usually have them pretty loose just because I like more mobility. The string part right there I'm going to end up taking off just because I never use them in my gloves. The outside of the glove, or I guess the back side, they come in 5 colors. So you got red and white, white, black white, royal white, and navy white. And where the color is you can see there's like a snakeskin material, which is really nice. It looks pretty cool. And the rest of the glove is just a flat color. 2 vents right there. That's what the glove looks like. I really like it. I shot with it for about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, and the palm felt fantastic after it broke in. The glove's very flexible, very movable, and pretty durable. I hit myself a couple times with the shaft just to test. I don't know why I did that, but just to see what it feels like, and they're more protective than the Warrior Wraths. So when you get a chance, go check out the Gait Lacrosse gloves. I promise you won't be let down. Gait Lacrosse has got some real sick stuff coming out. So that being said, I'll show you guys the Gait Scandal shaft. So if you've ever looked at a Gait Lacrosse shaft, especially the ice, you'll notice how light they are. But with that, the Gait ice breaks real fast, dents real easily. So not many people buy them, or some people buy them because they're light and they go through a lot. So what Gait did was it took the ice shaft and got the same feel to it, which is a real nice concave, I want to say, feel. And they put a scandium alloy inside of it, or I guess they started making the shafts out of scandium, I should say. So here's a Scandal shaft. One thing I really like about it is just how plain the shaft is. So it says Gait right there, Scandal, and down the top of the shaft and the bottom of the shaft, that silver line. I'll try and focus in. I can't focus in. All it does, it just says scandium. So a real flat looking shaft. It's very durable, very light. It's as light as the ice, if not lighter. So I guess the difference between this and the ice would be the anodized grip. As you can see on the shaft, there's absolutely no grip. The ice had like a snakeskin texture to it, I want to say. And the Scandal shaft is lighter and stronger and made out of scandium. Lastly, I'll show you guys the Recon XL head. Here's the Recon XL head. If you look at the sidewall, right at the beginning of it, I guess you'd say right here, is this real thick part. I really like that in a head because it gives it more of a tension point for facing off. Makes it more sturdier. And then the sidewall design is similar to a Torque, just like the shape of it. But one thing I looked at when I got this head was it looks almost like an Evo 3 and a Torque combined. So if you really like an Evo 3, but the feeling of a Torque, I highly recommend checking out this head when you get a chance. Another thing that I noticed is the sidewalls is right where the sidewall starts, I want to say. It's like right before the sidewall, right there at the fingertip. The sidewall's bent outward a little more, so it gives you more of a flare, and it allows you to string your head to the inside. If you don't know what that means, it just means instead of taking the sidewall to the outside of the head, you can take it to the inside, which allows for a more pinched pocket, better channel. So that's something real cool that Gait did. I took a couple face-offs with this head. I'm a tackman, so I don't know too much about what I'm doing, but I know the basics, and it's real flexible down here at the throat, or it's stiff enough actually at the throat to where you can do a face-off, but it's flexible enough to where you can pinch and pop and it'll go back to place. The scoop, 10 stringing holes like in the average Gait Lacrosse head. Some people don't like it. I personally don't mind it just because it gives you more option to string the head. There's my pocket on it, I guess, for people that want to know. A channel, even though I don't care about channels. So, and then the pattern. I would give out the pattern, but I'm guessing not many people have this head. Excuse me. So that's 2012 Gait Lacrosse equipment that I have. There is one more head coming out that I know of called the Gait Matter. And what that is a clutch and a stallion combined. So if you ever looked at a clutch and the face shape of it, it's more pinched in the face than it is in the back, so it almost flares out like at an angle. So that's what the Matter does, but it has the face shape of a stallion. So I'm hoping to get one of those heads here soon, and if I do, I'll show you guys. But that's Gait Lacrosse stuff for you for 2012. I highly recommend going and checking it out, actually. Gait Lacrosse is starting to come out, some real cool stuff, real nice ideas. I guess they're just improving as a company. I would argue that this setup right here is better than my Evo 3 and my Warrior Diamond, just because of how light it is, and the heads are pretty much the same, just the Gait's a little bit more flexible and it's durable. And for you guys that saw those heads, my stepdad coaches at high school, and he's having me string all those for him because he found those. So anyway, that's 2012 Gait Lacrosse stuff. Go check it out when it comes out. I promise you won't be disappointed. And then I'll do single reviews of it after I use it some more.